Greetings, one and all, you magnificent listeners. We're back in our ongoing Mork campaign, Borg's Descent. And following that group of absolute fucking scum. Well, before I get into the whole spiel going into the session, remember I have to give that beautiful recap of what happened last session. Oh boy, that was a session. We followed the scum during that trip back from the crypt, going from the crypt back to Galgenbeck, and each member, they experienced something during this trip till it finally reached its crescendo to the night before they got to Galgenbeck. And oh boy, choices were made, consequences followed. Eggsy, he made it, well, the pseudo fat leader of the Thieves Guild, he showed him why he's not the leader, why Eggsy is in charge, and why he can take these little breaks and go do what he wants. But Reinhold went to go confront Eric, not believing he betrayed them. But no, he brutalized him. That's the best way to say it. He literally ripping his arm from his body, throwing it, just carving chunks into him, ripping him, and leaving him a bloody mess on the ground. Thankfully, Nava saved him, saved his life. If it wasn't for Nava, there would be no more Reinhold in this story. His story would have been done. Thank you, Nava. Now, then, camp. Well, before we get to that, I mean, Ardrix is going to need some therapy. He fought a literal, best way to say it is a amalgamation golem, a human chimera. And when finally defeating this thing that was wearing the skin of his most trusted agent, the parts turned into the pieces of his family. And Ardrix knows what he has to do. And then finally, back at the camp, Polta was visited by the things. They have no names. They've existed long before there was any form of life on this, well, human life on this planet. They are the ones, the keepers of balance. And, well, they've sat back long enough, and they are pissed. But Polta, there's something about Polta, the way she's doing she has a plan, and we'll keep seeing more of this plan come in the fold because she was able to, using the Enochian syntax, she was able to bend the thing to her will, and now they answer to her. And then finally the party had been reunited, the bloodied mess that is Reinhold drifting into sleep, and Polta, after Nava informed everyone of what happened, Polta literally ended it off by saying, "We gotta kill the world." No, how we're going to pick this off is, it's still about like 3 a.m, pitch black, and you are all just dead tired, and granted, you want to react to what Polta said, it's just you're exhausted. Prometheus was able to stabilize Reinhold, and he sets up a little makeshift little tent for him and Reinhold, and he says he'll be with him through the night, and he does a little zipper and seals him and Reinhold in the tent. For the rest of you, you're all laying on some knapsacks around a fire, and Polta's words echoing in your mind. Kill the world. We know how Polta feels about this. Polta's the one that said it, but how about everyone else? Let's start with you, Nava. How did those words affect you?
Well, it is a intriguing idea, I won't lie, but I don't think it's possible. If you can explain how you plan to kill the world, I'd love to hear it.
Oh, no, remember, you're just laying in the knapsack. I'm just saying this is what you're
Oh,
thinking of.
alright, well,
Well,
this is what she's thinking.
okay, excellent. Because, yeah, that's a fantastic thought. So, kill the world, kill the dying lands, kill everything. Is this possible? Well,
But if I may
actually,
interrupt, Nava doesn't like the idea.
oh,
If
tell
everything's
us more.
dead, sweetheart, then there's nothing left for me to take.
I like that point. Thank you. It's excellent. Ardrix, when you heard those words to kill the world, you're laying there. Tingle was able to get the tent back to acceptable conditions, and he's underneath the bed just sleeping on some hay. How did those words affect you? What are you thinking?
Well, in a cosmic scene, this whole cosmic dream, you might have to destroy the world for something new, better to take its place. And this goes something even beyond democracy, and that's why I must figure out necromancy, so that if we ever go nuclear on the Deadlands, we can survive and see this new creation and guide it ourselves. I'm depressed. I know. This always cheers me up. Flip over my mattress. Start pissing on Tingle.
Fuck my life. And we leave on that. But Argrix,
Yes.
there is a reason why you have thought about this, specifically about necromancy, because you have heard about a certain individual that sailed across the sea. He rained death upon the lands, but he raised the bodies from the ground, not using necromancy though, using some other form of, well, it had to be alchemy. He was able to make what is essentially just flesh golem. Now that entire country is now just flesh golem. Now, granted, the 3% of human survivors that are left are holed up and barely trying to hang on because anything that is spotted as not a flesh golem is immediately killed and devoured. But other than that, this is actually where you've heard of this term of democracy, because that is what the flesh golems go by.
I must track down this individual.
You heard of the tale of their leader, a flesh golem by the name of Clint, and the last name Tun.
Well, on pondering everything, this must absolutely be done. And after I have the one half zombie, half skeleton, when he's done shaving my royal balls, I shall send him to figure out how we can go have audience with this flesh golem, Clinton.
Excellent. Well, you'll have to get you'll have to head towards the ocean, towards the sea. But that shouldn't be no problem because Prometheus has said he spent a lot of time sailing. So we'll leave off on that.
I shall dub him my royal pecker.
Oh God. And the last person, Eggsy, Polta's words. How did they affect you? Oh wait, I don't think. Oh
Nope, we're good. I was trying to figure out whether I muted my headset or Discord.
Gotcha.
Yeah, no, her words, in his mind, he would be thinking something along the lines of, if there's no one left, then there's nothing left to borrow. And Eggsy likes to borrow. So in a way, Eggsy would still like there to be people.
Right. And last but not least, Polta, there was another reason why I wanted to wait for you for last, because you don't sleep. And because of this, I would like you to give me a DR10 presence roll.
Well, I got a 20 on the die.
Oh.
So 24.
I'm going to reward you for this, Polta. So, not only did you notice the minute Reinhold came in that there was something very wrong, but the dead god, she is pissed. Her rage, it's your body, it hurts because it's hard to contain her in. So you've gained some more scars across your body because it's as if it's like splitting and then resealing itself. Pain is intense, but you're able to bear it, so there's no consequences for that. But when you gazed upon Reinhold, where all his wounds were, normally, like I said, if you lost your life, you'd just be revived. You'd just go see one of the econ. Specifically, you and Reinhold, you're guaranteed to see the dead god. But here's the problem. When you gazed upon, you saw his very soul, where all he's received damage, all the wounds, his arm where it's been ripped off, his soul has literally been ripped asunder. It's gone. It'll never be able to come back. Those pieces ripped from his chest, it now just holes in his soul.
I was gonna stare, almost like a mix of like curiosity and jealousy, because she is absolutely tired.
Your answer intrigues me, so we'll come back to that, more thoughts later. Because as Prometheus, he noticed you staring and he just shakes his head. He knows what's going on. And when he seals the tent, the entire room fills with green eldritch runes. He looks at Reinhold, and with one of his little rooster legs, he kicks him in the head, dropping his suave voice and everything. It's just, you fucking piece of shit. Now I gotta do this fucking shite. And with a swirl of his hand, a green portal appears, and a person bundled up drops down on the ground, eyes looking up in fear. at Prometheus, and in one of his little makeshift winged hands, he's holding a curved dagger and goes, "Just going to be needing a few parts from you to, just as a makeshift transplant for now. We can't fix it permanently like this, but you'll do for now." And he jumps, and these runes weren't for protecting anything, it was for locking in screams. And the night is long, and we come to the day. Polta, you don't sleep. What do you do at dawn's break? The gate for the massive drawbridge for Galgenbeck is coming down. Visitors are being allowed to come into the town. And, it sounds like, even though it's break of dawn, there is just loud foot traffic. Not screams of terror, but screams of... What is the opposite of terror? You've never had to ask yourself. Joy, that's what it is. It's screams of joy. What do you do, Polta?
Go investigate.
Polta, as you're going, this is just fascinating and just, oh my goodness, you can't believe your eyes at what you're seeing at this. So, what you see is you are seeing people putting these big... It looks like they're made with like big straw dolls that have been dyed in colors to look like your guys' group. And you hear, and you're looking around, you see people saying, "Fuck the Shadow King." Yeah, what's that strange one saying? Demo something. Ocracy, that's what it is. And another person goes, no, you're missing the beginning of it. Idiocracy, that's what it is. Yeah! And in honor of Argrix, because the stupid bullshit that Argrix and Tingle get down to. No, these people aren't throwing like a drunken bash. No, the only way they could honor Idiocracy in honor of of the absolute scum showing them the way to rebel against the Shadow King, they're just being really gross and just doing debaucherous shit all over. Oh, god damn it, it's the Den of Sin all over again. It's just all over Galgenbeck. And normally, even the monsters of the lands that you would have to worry about, even the trolls and shit have stilled their ways and getting into it. You see a group of them walking by you and go, "Hey, how's it going?"
To be just looking around what the fuck happened?
So, what is clearly the mayor, but he is... I should have said that at the beginning of the episode, but this episode is going to need parental advisory for quite a few different things. But the mayor, it's obviously him because he has his very tall, crooked-looking top hat on. But other than that, he's just completely nude. And he goes, it's one of you! One of the natural disasters! The absolute fucking scum that have shown us the absolute scummy fucking ways to be. We are following your example! And he just... I'm not gonna fucking say what he's doing. It's just... It's gross.
Ooh, casting death seems pretty fucking tempting right now.
I'm not saying you don't... Would you like to do a presence roll to really see if you get an idea of just how far this is going?
Sure, I'll do that.
You know what? I'm gonna be fair. It's a DR8.
It's a 17.
Yeah, they've gone also, when... It's not just the hedonistic, it's also the sadistic and violent. So if you were to cast death, you wouldn't get in trouble. They'd just be cheering you on yeah!
Oh, then she would absolutely do that.
Okay, where would you like to do it at? Which part of town? Town square, the center area? It's all up to you.
Well, she's directing at the mayor, so whoever happens to be in the crossfire after that.
And you know what? Here's the thing. It's not as bad as you would think. The mayor, of course, drops dead, and maybe another 20 people just drop dead. But here's the thing. Another person who's clothed, but the way it is that he's scarred himself to where his flesh has become his clothes. And he puts on the top hat and is just, "Yeah, I'm the new man now. Oh my god, it's you! And quick, everyone, hail our savior!" And Polta is swarmed by a group of people as they throw her in the air cheering for her.
It does save her walking now, so she'll put up with it.
how far would Polta be okay with this? Because they will literally make a throne of people for her and carry it.
Just up until they start being gross again.
Nope, there's none of that. If anything, they're just giving you a tour of all the festivities going around. So you were in the hedonistic section. Basically this is where Caligula would feel at home. Then there's the vomitorium gorger section where it's just people gorging themselves with food. You see a man his stomach is literally exploded, but he's still just stuffing food in his gullet. It's like that. It's not just sex. It's every form of debauchery you can think of that goes all the way. It just ends with your imagination. Yeah, that's a perfect example. So now, as Polta, as you're being led around town, and they're just happily giving you the tour, and they cannot wait to take you to the false saint, because he's heard all about you, Polta. Now, who would like to be, as the sun is fully coming up? This was just for Polta because she doesn't sleep. It's been about a good 3 hours since Polta went off into town. You guys are awake as the full festivities are in town. And you know what? I just have to do this, because why would this person miss this? And Nava, you just hear a is that little Nava?
Oh, I park up. Lantern Man!
Yes, darling. Oh my, I've been hearing all about your shenanigans.
Only the bad things, I hope.
Oh, only the best. And when you see Lantern Man is just, he has a black corset, black lipstick, black mole drawn on the left side of his mouth, underside of his mouth. He has like a black perm. His hair is done up like a perm. He has silky lingerie panties, just silky panties. Fishnets and like a good 4 feet tall high heels.
Oh my god!
And you notice he's holding a diamond encrusted leash. And oh my god, it's the fucking Shadow King, just happily in the leash, just humping Lantern Man's leg. Greetings, citizen.
Quick question.
Yes.
Does the Shadow King know about Nava and Lantern Man?
Yep, he's a cuck.
Okay then. Hello, Shadow King. Been a bad boy, I see.
All rules are. There are no rules for today. For absolute fucking scum day.
Go on.
Your little group has really been turning things dying land.
Ooh. And do tell, sweet puppy.
Well, I never thought the citizens. He just makes like a O face and just falls off Lantern Man's legs, and Lantern Man's just, I'm going to burn this boot later. And Shadow King just goes,
I'm gonna lean over to whisper in Shadow King's ear. Mm-hmm. You know the rules, little puppy. You don't finish until I tell you.
But anyway, back in the land of Grift, I didn't think, no one would think in this day and age that the citizens would be brave enough to murder the monarch. You know, that little one that likes to talk about that weird shit democracy. It was their own citizens that tore them to pieces. Just ripped them up. Chanting rip and tear the entire time. Putting their heads on pikes, dancing through the streets. And then when my armies marched through to kill them all, they happily took the blades. They didn't run in fear. That's the weirdest part of it all.
Huh. That can be quite liberating.
Things have been really going weird. Just fucked up since apparently the end of the world is not happening and the god Necrobell is dead.
Well, who says there won't be a new god to replace him?
At this point, I don't even fucking care anymore.
Mm-hmm.
The Shadow King you can tell he's gone full insane.
Oh yeah, I can tell.
The idea that the end of the dying land is not happening, that he's just lost all kind of sense.
I'm gonna look at Lantern Man.
Yes, darling.
What exactly is going on? Because people are going insane, that's one thing. But to this level it doesn't seem natural, even by my
Honey.
standards.
Honey, the veil is. Actually, look, because of the seriousness of the situation, I'm going to talk about real, okay? The veil has been broken. The veil over your internal eye that blocked everything is gone. Everyone can see the truth. They can see that their god, Neckerbell, the basilisks, are fucking dead. There were no other gods. There were no other gods, Nava. We have no idea what is going to happen to our. We were all content that we were all going to fucking die in a certain amount of time, but now we have no idea what is waiting. A lot of people are making whispers of some strange entity in the vastness of space, and that the more they whisper of her name, the closer she gets to it. I don't know about you, but I'm fucking scared. And you know what? I'm going to go get my fuck on and get my kill on while I can. It's time to go a murdering. But yes, darling, enjoy your time while you can. And he
Wait.
Lantern Man.
Is there any whispers of where she's going to appeal?
I'm coming. Mother, coming. You don't have to be scared. I'm going to make it better. I'll take away your pain. I'll take away your suffering. It'll just be me.
Oh, God
That's what
damn
you
it.
hear. And Lantern Man just heads towards the drawbridge that's been clearly down and goes into Galgenbeck.
This doesn't seem good.
Nala,
Fucking all.
this is up to you. How do you react? What do you do?
I need to find out where Eric went off to.
Okay, well,
At least the direction where he went to.
okay, because this is what two things are going to happen. You turn and you look to see where Prometheus's tent was as. That shit's gone. Prometheus and Reinhold are gone. They look like they've been gone for hours. And you take a step and you fall into your shadow.
Fuck! Creepo's at you.
I know about the Black Rune, Nava. I let that first one go. But do you know, with that second one, you made her get fucking closer by at least 5,000 fucking years! And now everyone on this fucking dying lands know about her!
Wait, I've only did it once. At least.
You did it twice. You did it twice.
Oh, I did.
Yep.
Oh, shit.
That first time, it only made it where she was closer by at least maybe 100 years. But this one, she's 5,000 years closer. They can see her now.
Do you open your eyes?
Yeah.
That's not the Crypt Keeper. That's Neckerbell. Just his body horribly broken, shattered into pieces, trying to hold itself up with one arm against the decaying torso and the head. It's trying to knit itself, but the rot it's still spreading into it.
You don't even know what this fucking is, do you?
No, but you have to explain it to me.
When the end was to happen, everything would reset. I would be whole again. Everything would start over, and the cycle would begin again. The loop would begin again. The circle would begin again. All its natural cycle. But no, you fucking natural disasters. You fucking sins. Do you realize you're not a fucking natural disaster for the fucking dying lands? You're a natural disaster to balance. You're the sin of gods. You're my sins brought to flesh.
And yet, you were the one who chose to create us.
Once again, no, she brought you. She used my moan bring you to flesh. And I thought my weakened state maybe I could ensure, but nope.
And how exactly did she use your moment of weakness?
That thing out there in the vastness of the abyss of space, she doesn't come from here. And here's the thing that makes her something that even I pray to some omnipotent entity to protect me. There's no anger. There's no malice. There's no hatred. There's no hunger. There's no nothing. She just wants to hold us all. But there's nothing to her. There's no reason. And there's no way to escape it. Once she comes into your plane is fucked. And I thought we would be safe. That by sacrificing the Econ, and sacrificing the other little fucking weak gods, and keeping me and the Basilisk, keep ourselves safe. But nope, fucking wrong. She's here finally. We gotta pay for our hubris, and I'm scared.
You have to know of a weakness.
She
Or at
has
least
no weakness.
something. Any little detail that seemed off.
Maybe you'll find it in your journeys, but I'm here to tell you, I have no knowledge of her, because I said she's a being from outside my knowledge. Yes, I know everything in the Dying Lands. I know everything from before and after the Dying, but she's not from this plane.
So here's a question for you. Is there anyone else who's here that's not from this plane?
The book.
The what?
The book. The entity that was the book. He is her son, her herald. If you can find him in the Dying Lands, where his cult is the strongest, you can get your answers. But I'm sorry, I may be a god, but I'm just a dying god, and I'm at the limit of what I can provide for you. All I can do is beg you, don't use the rune anymore. The more you do, the closer she gets. Please.
Fair enough.
You're out of your shadow.
Wells, I'm going to take the rune.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to cut open my stomach and pull the
Okay.
vial out.
Oh.
Just a drop. I pull one drop of the poison on top of the rune. I close the vial up, I shove it back in my stomach, and I sew myself shut again.
When this happens, we literally see a different foreign world. The fauna, the flora, everything would be alien to the Dying Lands. There are things that the mind would never be able to comprehend. There's this gargantuan entity with a cavernous chest with a glowing portal in it. It looks up, and from its eyes, a black ichor starts to pour out, and it screams out, "Mother," and it falls dead. The mother screams, and in another foreign plane far from the Dying Lands, we see another entity that is like it. It sits up and it's in a field of swords. It picks one up and it heads towards a glowing portal. Where it goes, we'll find out. Back to you, Nava. You
I'm
feel
trying to
weird.
remember in all my adventures where the hell the strongest tribe would be.
Oh.
Or at least trying to remember who a good source to ask.
Oh, it's coming to you. You do know the best place to go to if you want to know clearly that, you just head to the bar. Shit, everyone's hiring mercenaries, so you'll definitely be able to hear tales of where the best of the best come from.
I look at the shadow on the ground. It's like 9 o'clock in the morning. It's like, yep, this is prime season. This is prime drinking time.
Oh, you hear just the cacophonous noise of just screams. So many different kinds of screams. And yells and noises and squelching and all coming from Galgenbeck. It's only 9 in the morning.
Hey, people gotta wake up somehow.
Nava, as Nava heads to Galgenbeck, I can imagine the other members, Argrix and Eggsy, have heard when Lantern Man appeared and unless they're super deep sleepers and they didn't hear any of that. Oh, let's find out now. Let's start with Argrix.
Well, with all this magical white powder I got to enjoy at the festival, yeah, I'm up. I'm enough for days.
Dear God, why? Of all people to give that to, why?
Well, I thought it was something to help me sleep. Instead, it did the opposite. So, I took some stuff to help me sleep to balance it out, but it didn't seem to work. Is my eye twitching? I can't tell. Start scratching my neck.
How did you react to when you heard the part about the Shadow King talking about what happened in your kingdom? That it was the citizens that were responsible for that.
Well, my first thought is that Raosai completely honored the democracy set afoot. The thing is, I will vote to murder every last one of them. They can vote against that, but this ain't no swing state. So, take on me and my half zombie, half skeleton. He's already busy trying to figure stuff out about us having a meeting with the flesh golem. So, Tango and I will just go all incognito and go all Assassin's Creed style in the villages.
So the half zombie, half skeleton, that then its entire existence, he's just screaming, just "Ah!" But here's the thing: the other skeletons are like, "God damn it, Carl! Stop being so fucking dramatic! Damn, bitch! At least you got half flesh, motherfucker! Ah! But oh, fuck you! Ah! You didn't have to go there, man." The other skeletons are having existential crises. The one known as Carl, he looks at you, just goes, "Ah!" Gives you a thumbs up.
Good lad. Get on with it. Next time, use more shea butter when you're done shaving.
The skeletons shake their head in shame. This is our life, guys. This is our life. Please,
Yeah.
someone destroy us already.
Yeah, at least in the last episode, the intermediates, I had to make me more tripping balls, pumpkin schnapps.
Yeah, that was fun. But today was the day we shaved the royal balls. It was terrible.
You might have lost an arm doing the back. Anywho,
So
we're
they head off to where they know where the best rumors are that they can find out about the flesh golems down in the southern region, past the southern shore, and that's the graveyard. So, what else is your plan, Argrix?
besides completely murdering the village, Shadow King. I ain't going anywhere near that Lantern Man guy. Even Argrex finds him gross. I think I want to check up on Eggsy. I sense a kindred spirit with him.
Right.
I might be actually concerned for someone other than myself.
Well, as you're coming out of your tent and you're looking towards where Eggsy was laying down, you see that Nava is up and heading towards Galgenbeck. And you look to where the strange talking magical chicken was and where he made his elaborate little tiny makeshift tent for it. That shit is gone. It was Reinhold, but he couldn't stand. He wasn't even awake. How are they gone? But fuck it. You want to talk to Eggsy.
I'm still probably I count the missing tents for just me being really, really high right now.
Give me a DR, because it's you. Give me a DR 12 presence roll.
Okay. On an 8.
Everything seems fine. Nothing's amiss.
Are you worried about anything?
Nothing is wrong. There was nothing that seemed out of miss over there in that area where the tent used to be. There's no crater.
Oh. The
And there's no
and
there's no suspicious puddle of blood and feathers and blood trail. No. You want to talk to Eggsy. So you go to Eggsy. This is that moment where, like, literally the entirety of Galgenbeck face palms.
It's probably Tingle just having fun again.
Tingle's just, are you fucking kidding me? He's just, like, pointing in that direction, like, really?
You're not worried, you can check it out.
Fuck my life. And he just goes to follow behind you. Eggsy, are you awake?
Yeah, I think Eggsy would be awake. He's a fairly light sleeper.
You know what? Eggsy, give me a DR. No matter what I say, it's going to get sunken down to a 10. So just give me a DR 10 presence roll.
Oh, no, presence doesn't go down. Just the dexterity-based one.
Oh, never mind. Then let's go. We're going to make it a 12. Give me a DR 12 presence.
Well, I only rolled a 9, actually, so Eggsy probably did sleep through this.
You slept through everything. Everything's fine, and nothing is amiss. There is nothing suspicious going on in this camp. Everything is fine, just fine. And hey,
so in that case, when Argrix walks up, rather than being any kind of concerned, just go, "Hey, what's going on, big guy?"
Well, first, my dear lad, you should try some of this white powder. It's really some good shit. Second, would you like to help me murder a bunch of hobos and villagers? Then we can borrow all their shit.
I will definitely enjoy the borrowing. Murdering kind of feels icky, but also no on the powdery stuff. It makes me sneeze.
Okay, if you feel icky about the murdering part, you can just blame it on Tingle like I do.
Yeah, no, you go nuts. You do what you got to do. But I will definitely be there for borrowing.
Oh, now wear this mask. I'll let you decide what the mask looks like.
I was gonna say, do I gotta?
Yes.
Not a big fan of things on my face.
What if it's a mask of your face that you wear on your face?
Well, that just seems like it's your face with extra steps.
See. What if we can cut off Tingle's face and put it on yours temporarily?
Yeah, I don't know where Tingle's been.
Fortunately, I do. Okay, you don't have to wear the mask. But I will. I put on the mask, and what it really is it's just a helmet with a giant, 12-inch dildo flopping around on top. No one will
Eggsy would
Jesus
ever
prefer Tingle's
Christ.
recognize
face
me now.
Eggsy would definitely prefer Tingle's face now.
Alright, let's get murdering and borrowing. I got
Oh,
Mr. Stabby.
Eggsy dons his invisibility cloak.
Let's go
Eggsy.
killing, let's go stealing.
Eggsy goes invisible. Argrix is just high out of his fucking mind.
Genetic.
Nava is just a fucking wreck from what she has learned, so of course she hasn't looked around. We rewind time to right after Polta left. At the crack of dawn, inside that tent, Reinhold shoots up.
You kept the dust jacket on it when you pulled this out? You pulled
Looks
this out
around.
with
Looks around. Sees Prometheus just sitting there, just his little wings looking like fingers, just that pissed off fucking tapping, rhythmic tapping. So you're supposed to be the one whose gluttony is enough to devour what's coming our way. Bull fucking shit. All I see is a little fucking bitch. And Prometheus spits in Reinhold's face. The massive vein starts to swell on Reinhold's forehead. Even without both my arms, I can kill a little fucking rooster easily. A glowing arm made of decaying body parts and skeletals that were buried long ago in the ground bursts out of the ground, grabs Reinhold by his throat, pulls it closer to Prometheus. You really think I'm here by coincidence, you cocky little shit? Think my chance to be free of this fucking curse, not be a fucking rooster anymore, is with you. You're not even my time because you're a little bitch. Call me a bitch one more time. You're a little bitch. As the beast form literally rips out of Reinhold, Prometheus is still just he's not even fearful. He just calmly pulls a little book out of his little vest. He goes, I've been waiting for this one to show you how the fuck how to really take advantage of these sin of your moniker of a sin, you little bitch. As he makes an eldritch portal appear in front of him, as Reinhold's claw fist goes and hits him, another one appears in front of him. Actually, about 8, as 8 different Reinhold fists all come in at the same time and hit him in the face. School's in session, little bitch. Big massive fist comes out and sends Reinhold flying towards a section of Galgenbeck as Prometheus goes, This is going to be a fun school session. And Prometheus just calmly starts to fly in the direction that he sent Reinhold flying. What happened? So, we're going to go back to Polta. It has just been an amazing morning because, as I said, there was the hedonistic section, but as I said, it's just all kinds of just everything. Everyone's just doesn't care. And actually, you might be in full favor of this. A lot of people they are embracing the sweetness of holy death.
Oh yeah, definitely fucking corpse throne.
And they've been leading you to the holy sanctuary. And you've been hearing tales of the false saint. He wants to introduce you to who he believes is the final prophet that belongs with your group. The true moniker of wrath.
Well, carry me to him.
Oh, they are. But they're just telling you more, and he literally slaughtered an entire continent and making with his blessed alchemy, with his wrath and anger towards what he deems as the foul flesh, that unless it's been blessed by his hand, all flesh is foul. He made his golems, and now continent is bad because they are now free of death, free of it all. And in unison, people are chanting, "Threshold! Take us past the threshold!" Oh, great and holy Polta, we follow your words, for you have been past the threshold and you've come back from holy death, back to us as your true monikers of God. Threshold! Take us to the threshold! Polta?
Yes.
How do you react to this?
If you bring me the Countess, I'll give you blissful death.
Thousands. Literally thousands cheer. Oh, no, not. Oh, that is our holy God. And what someone would have mistaken for prayer beads that he has wrapped around his wrist and everything is, oh, no. Those are teeth and bits of just metacarpal and fingers and knuckles. And those are his prayer beads he has wrapped around. Oh, holy. Ah, blessed death. Yes. But yes, you must meet great priest. For when you meet Enoch and he introduces you to the final prophet, you will be able to rid the world of those false prophets, those stains, that evil winch. Thousands of people, all heads cocked to the right as they spit. They're clearly talking about the Lich Queen. And you can tell they're talking. The false prophets are the strange citizens. But for the way to be lit, you must be complete. Gluttony, envy, pride, lust, love, and greed, all together, they will free us from our prison, from the cycle, from the threshold. And Polta, because of the cheers, you just don't hear as flying high above from over the city. There's just a loud fuck, as Reinhold in his full sin form just flying above, heading towards a section of Galgenbeck. Prometheus just calmly flapping behind him. Told you were a little bitch, Nava.
Yeah.
Because the player, you were clearly here as I described everything for Polta. How do you react to everything going on in Galgen?
Oh, I can hear everything that's going on with Polta.
Oh.
No, I'm asking you.
Well, you know what? I'm going to be fair. You've been exploring. I'll say you actually clearly heard all that, yeah.
Fuck. I follow Polta.
Alrighty. Argrex and Eggsy, I'm going to offer the same. You've been going around town. You see all of this going on, and you heard all that with Polta. Do you follow behind Nava?
I go where my friends go.
And this is when we finally trigger the event. Boom. So, during that time when the group of absolute scum were traveling, as I said, some things were going down. Back at Tivlin, there was a trial for one of another, finally, the true natural disaster and the moniker of Wrath. They literally had Nigel, when you were being brought into for the trial, no one dared to even touch you, and they believe that just even looking upon your moniker is to invoke curse. So they have you in a box just covered in holy runes, and there's just a little viewing portal for you in front so you can see the judge and everything. And when your massive box, your container is brought towards the judge, finally, you are natural disaster. Your contempt, your hatred, your rage towards the body and flesh, and just knowledge in general, and just alchemy in general, is truly a natural disaster for the dying land. Your wrath will truly be the end of everyone. It will crumble us. For that, you are guilty.
Guilty of what? I didn't do anything.
And as you're saying this, the judge is getting ready to bang his gavel as there's a massive crescendo of screaming, riotous screaming, hooping, hollering, as the judge is just, what is going on? Bailiff comes running in, covered in blood splatter and gore, just, run, sir! They've gone mad! Ah! And just a wave of people just come ripping, tearing. There's no point in anything! And Nigel, you're seeing all this. Floor just literally becomes up to like 3 inches of blood and gore. So finally, it's just you in the room. It's quiet. But then you hear the squelching of what is definitely footsteps. Definitely right in front of the container. And then you see some eyes in the viewport. They have a blood streak painted straight across the eye. Are you the blessed craftsman?
Yeah, I would be that craftsman. Who are you?
I hail from the Church of Scum. We follow a group of absolute scum, and our holy priest sent us on a mission to spread the truth, to spread the word, to spread the gospel, to rip and tear, to break the threshold, spread holy death, and to look for the holy craftsman that shapes not holy weapons, but flesh into new thing. And his name is Nigel. Is that you?
Yes, my name is Nigel, and I am the craftsman you speak of, apparently.
You hear cacophonous screaming of hails, because that just means all these people were standing unnaturally still this entire time, not making a noise.
We finally found you. We are so glad that we didn't just open the box and make a big mistake. Please, let us get you out of there. And our holy prophet, Nigel.
The massive containers opened, and you see thousands of people. All their heads slowly turn in unison and look at you, Nigel. And they fall into the puddle of blood, down to their knees, groveling to you. Some in tears, looking.
The scum is complete. We'll be saved. Hail the scum.
Of course, Nigel is looking out the crowd to see if there's any any attractive ladies among the bunch. As right now, he just sees them as a bunch of subjects, as per the 1% mentality.
Well, but of course, these people are for you. They serve you, just as they serve all of the scum. And the head one with the blood streak across his face. You understand now why you just saw that it was just his face? He is a gargantuan, towering thing of muscle. And what you thought was a face is it's what was a skinned face stretched over a round porcelain mask. And it's this gargantuan thing of muscle that has 4 gargantuan limbs. And what you thought would be legs is just more arms. And then it's just,
yes, I freed myself from my false brother and slaughtered that monster who dare called himself the Great Doctor. For the pain he inflicted upon the holy apostle Nava, I made Satan suffer 1,000-fold. It was beautiful. On my body, you'll see every piece of his freaking organs.
Yeah, what's clearly draped around this thing is that. It's not going to go in the description. How do you react to this thing? Its arms are about the size of a good tree trunk.
Nigel obviously looks at this thing like it's disgusting. Doesn't want to touch it. Doesn't really want to look at it. But values having this thing around because it reminds him of the mech machines his company used to make.
Oh, actually, you know what? It's not fair. My sister made sure to join us and let me make sure that she is done having her fun in the city.
The people they pick you up on the metal platform, and the most attractive of the females come, and they are fanning you, feeding you grapes, wiping the sweat from your brow, cleaning your feet from a tub of perfect porcelain. The water is the perfect temperature. You're just hearing screams as people are running in horror. And that monstrous thing that you learn, his name is Timmy.
Big sister, Timmy is done with his job.
And that's when you see what was slaughtering the people finally coming. What this thing is, its torso is a woman's torso sewn together. Just a horrible amalgam. And then the way the arms are done, it's just the arms and legs extended in between it until it finally ends with hands forming into a weird clawed talon. The head, instead of necks, is just a row of hands holding what is a strange eldritch skull, wearing a really nice pork pie, but other than that, it's just got a black cloak draped on it. And its legs are more torsos. It's 3 torsos lined together with just the arms holding up and the feet.
Timmy.
Were you a good boy? Is our fruitful search done? Yes, big sister. Timmy did good. Good. This is Nigel. Nigel, how do you react to this thing?
Nigel throws up in his mouth a little bit, swallows it, and looks at the creatures and basically asks them, "Can you guys just leave? I'm trying to enjoy the company of these ladies, and you're getting whatever fluid that is in my water."
So
Please.
outside of character, Nigel, just to let you know, because of your class that you have chosen, and where we are in the story, these are your 2 abominations.
I understand.
Because where we are now, because of where we are in the story and everything. So these are yours. So they've been assigned to you. They just look and they go, she just looks and goes,
as long as I can protect you, fine. I won't be far. Come, Timmy. Let's go find some more fun.
The thing is just climbing on the walls, its gargantuan fingers digging through the concrete. The porcelain mask with the skinned face just nods. And you just notice that what it is it's not even a head. It just looks like a lump of flesh that this mask that moves to where it ever would assume neck and head should be. The people tell you they're taking you to Galgenbeck. This is a holy day of celebration because everyone's eyes have been opened. The truth has been seen and they have learned the error of their ways and learned the truth of how they should be doing. They shouldn't have saw the group as evil. They should have been emulating what they were doing. Honoring what you did. You are smart. You are strong. You are all right. And it's just been spreading across, and you'll free us because we've been locked in an endless cycle of lies from false gods. And we finally see from the prophecies given to us by the holy saint that you are the prophets to join with our holy god Polta, known as the group of absolute fucking scum. You will bring a new age to the dying land. And there's been now the platform now has a silky tint on it. And oh yeah, as you said, they are aiming to plead. This has been you went from being a criminal that you thought you were about to be murdered to now kind of being heralded as a king.
And my life feels good.
But Nigel, in the back of your head, you're still just thing is weird because yes, this is nice. You're finally getting the praise you deserve, but it is not lost on you about how they keep saying you're a prophet and you're the join with their god, and oh boy, you should have just stayed across the endless sea. When you make it to Galgenbeck, its preparations are being made for this. Well, it's a celebration known as Let the Sin Begin, and you see what used to be a gargantuan cathedral is now just every way to make a mockery of what it was is now different now. There's flesh, horrible, torturous depictions of stained glass in the windows now. Every bit of the stone has been made jet onyx black. And you see the priest, the one they call the Holy Saint. So the way he appears is the sides of his mouth have been skin flayed to where they're pulled all the way back to the back of his head, stitched to the back of his head. And portions of his chest and all down his legs and his crotch have all been flayed in gargantuan strips to make these open portions of exposed flesh where there's these big gargantuan thick needles that are piercing in between, going all the way through these flayed portions up through his collarbone, his neck, and the corners of his flayed mouth. And you see what you would thought would have been was like a red robe is actually just flesh.
Greetings, my lord. My name is Enoch.
Nice to meet you, Enoch. Now tell me, why am I here?
Sir, my great lord,
You humble me as he drops to a knee, as he bows even further. You humble me just being in the presence of one such as your grandeur. I am here to unite you, for you to begin your grand purpose.
My grand purpose. Exactly what is that?
To free the dying lands. To free us from the lie of Necrobel. Of a rotting god that refuses to die.
I had my fair share of people who refuse to die. Explain more of this Necrobel.
Necrobel, the foul god that many of the dying lands prayed to, and the twin basilisks, the false idols, the false gods, the perpetrators of this foul lie, keeping us in an endless loop of death and decay, and never letting the blessed cycle of rebirth and holy reincarnation to take through, to allow the change to begin. He is the image of stagnation and rot. Now we see the truth, because one of the holy Econ has descended from their throne to take the visage of flesh, to lower themselves to a fallen god, taking the name of Polta, one that has died and come back as something new, showing the truth of what's waiting for us. Threshold. Take us past the threshold.
I see. Well then, unite me with the rest of the group.
They're coming. They have already taken down 3 of the false idols. And
They must be strong people then.
oh, each one. This is why they are, well, just as you are the angels made flesh. Just wait here, for they come. And
Yes.
Nigel, it's been a pretty interesting time, but as I've been describing this entire time, you see this is when the city just starts to go nuts, and every form of debauchery known any mortal, just anything to imagination has happened. As you're waiting, this is when you hear the chanting from off in the distance, and you see a group carrying an individual literally in a chair of people. You assume that this is the one known as Polton. There are others following behind her, and this must be the other prophets you speak of, but the crowd literally separates for them as they follow behind.
First off, Nigel calls for Timmy! I'm here.
Climbing down from the gargantuan cathedral, all the limbs and everything fold down. What may I do for you, my master?
Nigel points to the group, points to the one being carried on the chair of bodies. Take me to them. I believe that's the people we're here for.
Yes, my master. One of the big hands picks you up, puts you on the muscled back. Polta, you see that thing picking up the individual from the entrance of the cathedral, and it's coming towards you. You recognize that this was one of the things from Dr. Satan's lab, but you clearly see Dr. Satan's head, part of it's chained across its body. My holy Nava, you see that thing as well, and you see Dr. Satan's corpse on its body.
Oh, what the fuck are they doing with that?
And the group, well, for right now, the group is brought together. Go ahead. I'm going to allow you guys to take it away to introduce yourselves to each other. I'm going to mute myself for this.
I believe I should start. Green points to Polta. It's like you. Are you Polta? I couldn't hear you.
Sorry. She just goes, I am.
I see. I'm Nigel. This very disfigured Pope just told me that I should be part of you guys' group here.
Did he tell you?
He rambled on about God or something about flesh rotting and lands dying. I was kind of distracted by the late festival here. You guys defeated a few gods, I understand.
It's the servants of the Lich Queen, but we did.
At least for now. I aim to kill gods.
To bring one back.
You can do that too. But if you're supposed to be part of the group, welcome aboard. Consent is key here. And stay away from the pumpkin juice unless you want to have a really good time.
I do want to have a good time, but what's wrong with the pumpkin juice?
You want some pumpkin juice?
Kareem, well, damn, not Kareem. Nigel looks. Nigel looks at the rest of the group and for any answers of why if he should drink the juice or not.
Oh, it's up to you, sweetheart.
You're guaranteed to have a very good time. I guarantee that Tingle bathes in every barrel.
Okay, not this barrel, you weirdo.
That's
Just give
what
me the
gives
pumpkin
it the
juice.
trippy ball.
Okay. I hand him my pouch of pumpkin juice. Welcome to the group, sweetie.
Nigel takes a big gulp of this pumpkin juice.
Does Pink Floyd mean anything to you?
Do you
Oh.
taste colors yet?
Oh god.
Okay, well, I'm just going to interject for this one thing just to let you know. Nigel, you take a swig, and that's when your pupils take the entirety of your iris, your eyes go, and you start tripping fucking balls.
I don't like the sun sometimes. Images it shows. I can smell you on my lips and feel you in my clothes.
By the way, I am Ugrix von Brandt III, and this is my royal jester, Tingle. Don't fuck with him, he'll cut you.
I'm just tripping right now.
I got a big ass knife.
No, Tingle, sweetie. No, he's our new friend.
Tingle's also flashing off some of the bling we looted from our murder spree.
Oh, wait a minute. What the hell is Reinhold?
Wow, you gave me a fantastic segue then with that.
You're welcome.
Because, as I said, this is triggering an event. This wasn't just for the introduction of our new player and the new character of Wrath, Nigel. Event that I call Surviving the Destruction of Galgenbeck. So, when Nava says, "Where the hell is Reinhold?" we go to Reinhold finally flying down, and as he crashes down into the middle of a city, he falling, digging, crashing into a building as it falls and collapses on him, and he just pulls it off him as he's just slowly transforming back into his base state, and Prometheus calmly falls down, flaps down and goes, "All right. Time for me to show you how to actually take advantage of your lust form properly. You know, that's the one thing I actually do lust for. I lust for an actual soul." And that's when, with his wing, he just looks to the crowd of people and slowly wrenches his wing and just rips hundreds of souls from the crowd and throws it down his beak, and his eyes just burst in an explosion. And then with that, you just hear a "Gawk!" as a massive explosion goes off, and then standing there finally in a humanoid shape with a green eldritch eye, constantly never stopping moving, looking in all directions, in the middle of the chest, beautiful rainbow wings in the back, the rooster head, and then inside the beak, just what looks like the shadow of a humanoid face, just glowing eyes, and then the outline of a mouth. The hands are literally what looks like the talons would be for a great hawk, and then ending in humanoid legs, and then on the back of his back is 7 wings. Well, as I said, 7 rainbow wings. Reinhold, he looks at Prometheus.
You've only seen a smidgen of my gluttony.
As his arm just stretches unnaturally, his hand grows and grabs a group of people. Massive pillar of blood explodes as he just squeezes and throws them into his mouth. He doesn't grow an arm or anything. He just gets bigger, his monstrous form taking even more shape. The Prometheus lust looks at Reinhold. The gluttony Reinhold looks at Prometheus, and they charge at each other. We go back to the cathedral, and that's when you all just hear that horrendous loud explosion, and you feel a rumble all through Galgenbeck. Nava, since you were the one to mention Reinhold, how do you react?
I try to pick up a scent.
It's definitely coming where the loud explosion was.
Okay.
And
I turn into a cheetah and then I run off.
I'm gonna
towards
need
the
a
scent.
DR 12 difficulty roll. Because as you're going, Reinhold had charged at Prometheus, and as Prometheus did, both of his arms swung back. He ripped out another 20 souls of people behind him, instantly turning them into an army of the undead for him, sending them towards Reinhold.
I got
Reinhold,
a 16.
you make it past the buildings that are crumbling as Reinhold's mouth spread open and the fangs shot forward, destroying the buildings, piercing the army. You're dodging the rumble, and you just come as you're seeing these two great beings going at each other. As Reinhold is just screaming, Prometheus! The changed Prometheus floating in the air, surrounded by skeletal pieces of body, and you see his body is just starting to fill with a green eldritch energy as the corpse pieces are becoming a great, monstrous, demonic-looking skeletal being. Come on, little bitch.
How close am I to Prometheus?
He is in the air. He is about a good 50 feet in the air.
Am I able to jump?
The
Actually, fuck it. Yeah, I'm gonna jump, mutate my teeth to shark teeth, and take a chunk out of them.
So, first things first, I'm going to need you to give me a DR 14 agility roll.
Holy shit, I got a 19!
All right, it's just now one more roll. I need you to give me a DR 12 strength roll.
I got a 14.
Can I help?
All right, you made it. So, now it's not Prometheus that you're going to be biting a chunk into, it's that gargantuan skeletal entity surrounding him. And Prometheus just looks and goes, Nava, not now! Get
What the f are you doing to Reinhold?
And the Reinhold's body now is not even looking like anything organic anymore. It's just taking more of the like an eldritch energy form, just going full on, taking over his body. Fangs going, piercing into the crowd. Nova, this needs to happen because he needs to get stronger, and we ain't got time for him to learn how to control this shit.
Well, you couldn't say anything sooner? Can Nava see if Reinhold's in pain or not? Reinhold, nod your head if you actually want this.
So, Nava, give me a DR 12 presence roll.
I got exactly a 12. I forget what my pluses are.
Oh, god damn it. The head of Reinhold has just been violently shaking, and it just looks at you. A tear goes down his cheek. No. And that's when Prometheus shoots forward at Reinhold, having the skeletal arm grab him by his throat, squeezing, going, and then slamming him into a building, saying,
And that's why you can't control it, because you gotta let it go, Reinhold.
What does he need to let go?
Everything.
This is a dangerous price.
And Prometheus looks at you and he says,
And this is why this is going to be my sin to bear for what I have to do to Reinhold.
As what looks like 8 fangs stretching, shooting out from the rubble of the building. Nava, give me a DR 10 agility roll.
I got it too.
I don't mind using an omen to help if I'm allowed to.
Yes, you are.
I always forget we got omens.
Yes, and you have omens to reroll. So I will. So go ahead and reroll real quick, and then you still have one that you may use.
I got a 12.
You made it. You transform. What flying animal would you like to take?
Hummingbird.
You turn into a hummingbird, and you go as the fangs pierce into the skeletal body, sending Prometheus crashing in his aura through another building. Everyone, this is when I would like to say everyone else able to react. I would like to hear their reactions and what they would like to do. Yeah, I'm gonna be the meat. Argerix.
Yes.
how are you reacting to this situation? What do you do?
Ah,
What did
man.
you do when you saw Nava taking off?
Well, I know if Nova's taking off, then there's some serious shit going down. So it would be unlordly like for me to allow Nava to run off into danger, even though she could probably handle itself. I'm still gonna assist. I'm gonna drag Tingle by his ankle. He's coming too.
Yeah, you fucking idiot! As he's just gripping into the ground, give me a DR12 agility roll.
7.
So this is where it gets interesting, because remember, failure does not necessarily mean what you think. So at the time, as Argrix was dragging Tingle, coming for the town square, Prometheus had come out of there, and with a raising of his hand towards the graveyard, he caused a massive wave of bodies to come just pouring out of there. And like a tidal wave, he was controlling it like a wave. And when he had it coming through the alleyway Argrix was going through, he wasn't able to dodge through the wave. He got sucked up into all the bodies. And him and Tingle are sent flying straight towards the ever morphing and changing Reinhold, who now the bottom half of his body has become more just full on like bear form. Just imagine a centaur, but the bottom half is a bear. And he's still just missing his left arm. And as the wave hits his body, because now he's become a good 20 meters tall, you're on his chest holding him there.
Argrax.
Remember that bear cane thing I carved for you? Remember,
Family.
we are a tribe.
Family. Clan.
Yes, we are one clan. I will help
No.
you.
Argrax don't want to be alone.
Prometheus goes,
You have to be. I'm sorry. Argrix, get the fuck away from him.
I'm never alone. What am I gonna say? I'm gonna try to tunnel into his chest. I'm gonna curl up in him like Luke Skywalker and that goat thingy. You know the one.
that David's breaking my heart, man.
I'm gonna fly over to
Pouring some pumpkin juice down in his open chest cavity.
No, I was gonna say I'm gonna fly to Reinhold and Bard form, and I'm gonna try to hold on to him, turn him back into my human self, and hold on to him.
Not leave me.
Leave you?
Clan.
Yes, well, clan. So that means no matter what, you have to find your way back to us. Okay? You have to promise me you'll find your way back to us.
Not forget.
I'll find you, buddy. I promise.
Please don't forget me.
I'll never forget you. You're one of my only friends.
Prometheus, the entire time, has just been getting closer and closer.
I will gladly be the monster, because he cannot take full control of that form unless he lets go of his emotions and lets you go. I'm sorry. This will be the last time he will ever recognize you. When we come back, he'll be the monster we need. I'm sorry.
I'm going to kill you.
Like I said, to free us from this horrid destiny, if it means death at the end by your hands.
He looks at you, Nava, as slowly above him, forming from pieces of skeleton, a gargantuan spear.
I'll pay it gladly.
He shoots it at the changing Reinhold. Reinhold and Argrix and Tingle, you are blasted out.
I land on top of Tingle.
Tingle just wraps up out to you, goes, "Hold me, sir."
I will hold you until the break of dawn.
The spear that pierces into the blackness of the ever-changing Reinhold slowly starts to dissipate, melting away as Reinhold, the broken Reinhold, finally you recognize, is pierced with the spear as Prometheus lands on the ever-flying away spear, looking at you, Nava, looking at you. Once again, you just hear him say, "This is the price. I'll pay it gladly." And Reinhold and Prometheus are gone.
I'm weeping bitterly. Nah,
Tingle is
bitterly.
just holding on to you.
Beneath all the jackass bravado of Argrix von Brunk III, he does have a heart. He does care about his tribe. And this is one of those very rare situations where you see true humanity.
Oh, man. Like, literally, the clouds, everything split from how fast the trajectory was. Just, Nava, you, what is the last thing Nava does?
She falls to her knees.
Oh, Galgenbeck crumbling, falling apart. Prometheus and Reinhold are disappearing, and it's by luck that there are 3 still by the cathedral, because the last thing I will say is, as the cathedral is just falling apart and the priest is happily standing there waiting for it to fall on him, Timmy shields Nigel, protecting him. Big Sister is just destroying debris, making sure it doesn't fall on Eggsy and Polta. The priest tells you, the next path of your destiny is towards Grift. Thank you, my great god. I was not wrong to follow this path. As their holy symbol, a visage made of Polta falls and crushes him. And you definitely saw for sure Reinhold with a spear piercing into his chest, with some strange-looking bird thing, man, writing on the spear, on the back of the spear, of them launching themselves far off.
So for Reinhold,
What was that?
I was gonna ask for Reinhold. Was there like a piece that was left behind? Maybe something that had a soul in it, or part of a soul?
I
I'm
ripped
glad
out
you
part
asked.
of I ripped out part of Reinhold's fall before he disappeared.
And I'm actually really happy that, yeah, and there actually is a piece of Reinhold still left. There's also is another piece of him left behind. So yes, Polta.
I would like to combine that with my bone dice.
Ooh. What is your goal?
Just in case we lose him for real, there's just a part of him left that we would need.
I like it. Oh, man. Alrighty, you do. These are dice infused with Reinhold. And Nava, you have Reinhold's fur. I don't want to paint the image. What are you doing? Are you clutching this fur or anything?
Yeah.
Clutch it and you hold it close. Nigel, Eggsy, you're both protected. You hear everything. Nigel, what a way to be introduced to your new traveling companions.
Yes, and still high off pumpkin juice. This is probably the worst way to be introduced, because even though he was aware of everything, he's seen as one big acid trip in a sense.
You can walk it off.
And even even as the building is falling on him, he is seen dancing with one of Timmy's many arms, singing, "We are young." Heartache to heartache, we stand. And yeah.
Are you ready to get left on a cliffhanger? Because as you're being shielded by Timmy never could have known this. The arm of Dr. Satan and the head reanimate, and the eye looks right at you, and the hand with the syringe injects straight into your neck, injecting a black ichor, and you pass out. And that is where the session will end. Oh, dear listeners, this one was a big one. And if you have enjoyed the episode, please remember that you can catch up on all of our episodes of Mork Borg's Descent, Paws of Power, and our other shows on all your podcast platforms of choice. And remember to please leave us a review or our rating. It really does help us with the algorithm in the end. And till the next one, everyone. Dear God knows what's gonna happen next. Goodbye.